Who would y'all think would win? A bear or a gorilla? Bear. Beefy as shit. Basically just a big ass dog. Versus gorilla. We all know what gorillas can do. King Kong. You feel me? Which one will win in a fight? I have no idea. Actually, I do. I got all my money on a bear. And Tier Zoo has created a video. I don't know why we haven't reacted to this yet. Let me just show y'all. You feel me? Silverback gorilla versus bear. Let's really get into it. Let's really end this debate. Like, this debate needs to end. A bear will shit on a gorilla, bro. Niggas think punching a fucking bear would do something to a bear. You can't just punch a bear and it just hurt the bear. What is a gorilla gonna do to a fucking bear? Think about it. Think about it, nigga. Silverback or not, no matter how beefy buff you is, you're not punching a bear, bro. And it getting hurt. It's going to maul you to death. Nigga, the fuck?
The silverback gorilla and the grizzly bear. Two of the most fearsome builds in the game. Because they're not playable in the same servers, the question of which of the...
Damn, we the only region that get bears. That shit crazy. I never knew that.
these is more powerful, or specifically which one would win in 1v1 combat, is a common subject of debate on the game's forums. So today we're going to delve into the stats and abilities of both of these powerful builds, and determine which one would come out on top in a deathmatch. Let's start with the gorilla. In my primate tier list video, I ranked the gorilla as S tier, and it was the only primate other than the human to get that top tier rank. And there's good reason for this. Just have a look at this thing's base stats. The gorilla is easily the most...
Let's check out the base stats though. Let's check out the base stats. Almost maxed out intelligence. Let's say like his shit like 93. Like 93. That's like 93. Like 91. Bro. His power 80. Defense. No defense. No defense. His defense 50, bro. His shit ass. Mobility. His shit what is that? 60? 60 mobility? It's ass. HP. Very low HP. Stealth. High stealth? Nigga got 70 stealth? Okay. Okay, gorilla.
This thing's base stats. The gorilla is
really
easily
locked
the
though.
most powerful of all the primates. With a power stat well beyond most mammal builds within its weight class. Its arms allow it to climb trees with ease, and keep in mind, they do this without investing in any of the perks which make climbing easier, like cling pads or hooked claws. No, gorillas do this on strength alone, and they still make it look easy. And so
Right. They don't even got no passive. Like, they don't even got no passive on their build, bro. They just can climb trees.
Those arms can also toss most other players around like a ragdoll, and can dish out some serious...
Bro, y'all know that one y'all know that one Roblox skin? The little fucking damn. I can't find it. It's like a monkey skin on Roblox, bro. If you know, you know, bro. That shit is funny as hell. My homie be using that shit. Let's see, chimp. Bro, it's something like, it looks something like this. This. He's so chopped. Bro, I was just thinking about this, bro. That shit just made me laugh, bro. Okay. Alright, back to
serious damage in a short flurry of blows. Gorillas also have massive canine teeth, and although these are mostly for intimidation, they can act as an extra damage-dealing attack option.
Look at that. They talking about, oh, you can get punched by a gorilla. You can get punched by a gorilla. Gorillas can't punch. Their arms go like this. They can't punch, bro. They can't punch. They can't do this. They can't do these motion. They can't do these. You feel me? A gorilla cannot do these. They gotta like a I'm getting canceled, bro. I almost said something crazy. I'm getting cancer.
if the situation calls for it. Mobility-wise, they move surprisingly quick given how short their back legs are. While not great at distance running, their burst movement potential is shockingly high. Defensively, gorillas don't have much to talk about. Their thick hide and bulky muscles offer some protection, but with only skin and fur covering their exterior, most attacks will be effective against them. Luckily, their large size gives them a pretty generous hit point pool, so they should be able to tank a decent amount of hits in a
You see how they punch him?
Stealth-wise, gorillas are above average. Their coloration works pretty well in dense forests, although not as well as true camouflage patterns would. Because they walk on their hands and feet rather than hooves, they can move much more quietly than most herbivores, although not quite as silently as builds with padded paws and retractable claws. And finally, intelligence-wise, gorillas are far above average. Their complex social structure requires significant investment into the intelligence skill tree in order to unlock it. And in doing so, gorillas also gained access to basic tool use and team tactics. The most common tool use tactic seen in gorillas is the use of sticks and rocks in order to more effectively dig out termites from their mounds. Next, let's switch over to the brown bear. In my bear tier list, I rated the brown bear at the low end of S tier. Taking a look at its stats, we can immediately see just how overpowered.
Now let's look at the brown bear here, bro. And he went to the lower end of S tier, right? Already, boom. You already maxed out at 80 intelligence, my boy. 80 intelligence. You already damn near up there with the bear. I mean, with the gorilla. Power, boom. You maxed out at 90. You have a 90 overall power, bro. This is a 90 overall build. Look at this. Mobility, 60. Nothing below. Boom. Defense. You already beating the gorilla. Boom. Health. Boom. You already beating the gorilla. You got a... What's that? That's an 80 health. That's an 80 health. Wait, is that 80 health? Yeah, this more like 85. 85 defense. 85 intelligence. This like 80 health. Boom. Low stealth. But shit, why you need stealth? You're here.
This thing is.
Top predator.
Although not quite as powerful as the polar bear, it's still one of the strongest carnivorous mammal builds in the entire game. One of the few that is able to take down builds like the moose, bison, and elk solo.
They can take.
Its power stat is just crazy.
They can take down mooses.
Mostly due to the insane damage a bear can dish out using its claw swipe attack. It's not uncommon for a single swipe from a grizzly to one-hit most players, as it deals both blunt force damage and slashing damage in no small amount. It's not uncommon for a single swipe from a grizzly to one-hit most players, as it deals both blunt force damage and slashing damage in no small amount. Unlike the gorilla, bears also regularly use their teeth in combat, rather than just for intimidation, and in this aspect they excel as well. Defensively, the brown bear is quite sturdy. It has thick, loose skin, similar to the honey badger.
Right, loose skin. Slash attacks don't work on bears. Slash attacks don't work on bears. Gorillas can't even slash them niggas, but, you know.
Which allows it to absorb serious blows without taking too much damage to their vitals. And with an HP stat similar to the gorilla, even if their opponents do score a critical hit, it's unlikely to mean an immediate game over.
He just smoked my butt with a 10 mil. With a 10 mil.
Even if their opponents
is that a shotgun?
Do score a critical hit, it's unlikely to mean an immediate.
Imagine, bro. You can't tell me 10 mils put down bears. Look at what he just did. He just shot this nigga with a shotgun, full spread. He took all the spread, all in his mouthpiece. This nigga just did a barrel roll, regenerated, and started. Look, yeah.
Game over. Stealth-wise, brown bears fare a little worse than the gorilla. Bears may not stick out that much visually, but they are so slow hit, it's unlikely to mean an immediate game over. Stealth-wise, brown bears fare a little worse than the gorilla. Bears may not stick out that much visually, but they are some of the smelliest builds in the entire game, to the point where their odor often gives away their position long before they're detected via eyesight. Luckily for the brown bear, its incredible movement speed and endurance can allow it to close the distance on fleeing players, even if they get a head start fleeing from the bear's scent. With a top speed roughly similar to a horse, very few builds can reliably escape a charging bear.
Look at that.
Especially given that bears can climb without issue as well.
And they can climb too, bro.
This puts the bear stats pretty much all.
You can't get away from a fucking bear, bro. They can do everything. They can swim, bro. They can swim. They can climb. They can run faster than a human. You're cooked. You can't just put them down in one shot of a 10 mil. Even a 10 mil with a switch. With a switch. With a switch. You think an A12 with a switch will kill this thing? Probably. But it's gonna eat that shit, bro. Depending on how vigorous the bear is. That shit gonna eat that shit, my nigga. Yes, you just heard.
Of course, there's one stat we still haven't discussed yet: the bear's intelligence. When it comes to the gorilla versus grizzly debate, one thing that's often brought up is that the gorilla should be able to use its intelligence to easily outsmart the bear and gain a significant upper hand. Unfortunately for the gorilla, I vehemently disagree with this assessment.
Facts.
Not because gorillas aren't smart, but because bears are not dumb. A common quote you hear from human park ranger builds is that there's a great deal of overlap between the intelligence of the smartest bears and the
human park ranger build.
dumbest humans, to the point where designing an effective bear-proof storage container is often impossible because it will also keep out a good number of humans it was meant to be used by. Bears are the most intelligent of all carnivoran builds, smarter than cats, dogs, weasels, foxes, seals, and hyenas. Their giant brains are a necessity in order to memorize key points of interest across their vast territories, and for them to strategize how to access the best quality loot. This isn't to say the grizzly bear is going to invent some galaxy-brained gorilla trap on the spot or anything, but neither is the gorilla. Gorillas are incredibly intelligent builds for sure, but their intelligence manifests in their complex social dynamics and their tool use. In this scenario, it's 1v1, so the social dynamics is a non-factor. That just leaves their tool use, and in this regard, I think most players drastically overestimate the gorilla's abilities.
Facts.
Gorillas are not supreme bushcraft weaponsmiths. In fact, their use of weapons at all is almost non-existent in the gorilla player base. They will use rocks to more efficiently access insect larvae, but as for personal defense, the only strategy gorillas have access to is the intimidation-based technique of tossing debris in an adversary's general direction. When done in groups, this is extremely effective, and is often how a party of gorillas will ward off an approaching leopard in their natural ecosystem. But one...
Leopards eat gorillas, bro. Leopards eat gorillas. You think a leopard is taking down a bear?
Versus one versus a bear, there is no way this would be enough to deter an attack. The bear's own high intelligence would give it a high chance to resist the intimidation effect, and once the bear has closed the distance, the bear is winning this fight at least 95% of the time. The gorilla would need not one, but several critical hits in a row to successfully take down a bear. Meanwhile,
that's not happening. Niggas think this is gonna happen in real life. This is not happening in real life. A gorilla is just not punching a bear, bro. And a bear doing this. Flinching. No. That's not happening.
Bites and swipes before it's game over for the gorilla. So
that gorilla gonna punch the bear gonna bite his arm off.
Admittedly, I think it's a bit unfair to set up a scenario where the gorilla's most powerful ability is taken off the table, but the bear remains completely untouched. But that's the downside of investing in team tactics. If you ever find yourself caught off guard with no allies nearby, you might lose battles that you should otherwise at least have a fighting chance in. If you find this analysis unsatisfactory, we can approach it another way, which would be to take a look at their matchup spread, and see if we can find any...
Oh, shit. Damn. Damn, y'all gonna be hearing double audio. I am so sorry.
Comparisons. While gorillas and bears never encounter each other in the wild and have no experience fighting each other, both the gorilla and the brown bear need to contend with big cats.
Yeah.
While obviously not in North America, on other servers, brown bears actually sometimes share hunting territory with the tiger. This is the largest big cat in existence, one which is powerful enough to, on rare occasion, take down rhinos and elephants solo. Matchups between bears and tigers tend to be pretty even. While there are recorded instances of tigers defeating bears and bears defeating tigers, generally these matchups tend to end in stalemates, where neither player is truly defeated. However, when we take a look at the gorilla's matchup spread against...
Bears compete with tigers. Gorillas just not in that league. They get killed by leopards.
Its most common big cat opponent, the leopard, we see that the gorillas actually tend to lose this matchup.
Facts.
Leopards are far less powerful than tigers, yet nonetheless, even a leopard can score kills on gorillas. I think this is more a function of the difference in the bear and gorilla's defensive stats than its offensive stats. Even with its above-average constitution stats, the gorilla's low defenses make it too much of a glass cannon, and in a massive slugfest fight like the subject of this video, the inability to absorb a lot of damage is an absolutely crippling disadvantage. No joke, I get this question at least once a week. It's to the point where if someone DMs me saying, I have a question, I just answer, the bear wins. And like 50% of the time, that's all they need. Now you know why. Hopefully you see me as an unbiased and trustworthy source for these sorts of analyses. But trustworthy sources are hard to come by these days. When new controversial debates crop up, it can be difficult.
Wow. WVid, shout out to Terzu. I am sorry for that echo, y'all. I am sorry. I forgot to put on my headphones. That is ass. That is very embarrassing. You know. Yeah. From now on, y'all will never hear that echo ever again. Yeah. Should I double upload just for that? Should I double upload? I'm a double upload.